like you did sometimes, seeing eyes of mine. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but I'll try to fix it. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but I'll change it, change it.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Mo's Def. That's Mo Simba's definition. And today we'll be talking about the stigma faced by single moms. As the last episode I discussed about or shared with you about being a single mom by choice circumstance, and I shared the details on that. It will be exciting to hear your opinions, or rather, just take what you will and leave what doesn't work for you. So I wanted to reflect a bit on the stigma that single moms face, and as a single mom, definitely I've come across it myself, first-hand experience. So I'm always basing my speeches on my own personal experiences. So the stigma that comes with being a single mom is that for one, your parents will tell you that, especially your mom, because I got that message from my mom plenty of times. Even to date, I still hear her saying the same thing. Oh, you ruined your life. And it's so negative to say that, because it's like calling your child a mistake, I don't know why people just use these words. It's so terrible. If you have nothing to say, people, say nothing at all, And I would never have predicted that this would have been my life. I never would have thought that I would end up being a single mom. I always thought I was going to end up being married and I'd have a happy home. And I think I tried everything to make that happen. But, when it came down to it, I was like, no, okay, so this is what I have to conform to. This is what I have to give up. This is what I have to compromise on so that I can have a happy home. But is it worth it? You have to, in life, you have to look for people worth suffering for, or you have to choose situations worth suffering for. But if you're going to suffer for nothing, or if you're going to suffer and, for less than stellar reasons, then there's no need for suffering. There's no need. Choose your suffering. Choose your hard. Being married is hard. Being single is hard. Being a single mom is hard. Choose your hard either way. So I chose my hard, and I'm happy with it. I don't regret it, not a day in my life. I do not. Yes, I do not. I might wish that things would have turned out different. That's just a wish, but I don't regret now that things happened the way they did, and the cards I was dealt, that I chose well. I chose right, and I'm happy with my choice. And yeah, here we are today. So other than being told that your life is over, you ruined your life, there's also, okay, these things get into your head. That's mostly the biggest thing that single moms hear. And they also hear that, oh, you're damaged goods. And these things are propagated by a lot of speakers, male speakers. Like, there's that guy, Andrew Kibe, and this guy who just died recently, Kevin Samuels. Yeah, Kevin Samuels. And others. I don't really waste my time listening to such narratives, because they don't do anything to add they don't add any value to my life, and they don't create any change in my situation, because here is where we are right now. And I know, as a single mom, if there's anything I've come to understand, and it's been over the course of making big mistakes in my own single momness, and I've come to realize that, what other people say about you does not matter. And it really does not matter. And it hits different when you are, classified as one thing or the other. If you're classified as a divorcee, if you're classified as a widower, an orphan, a single mom. There are these classifications that seek to imply that you are less than, that you are unfortunate, that some misfortune has befallen you because that is your situation. And these titles only seek to take away your power, take power away from you if you subscribe to them, because it's not like they will cease to exist. The fact that you refuse to listen to it, the fact that I refuse to listen to these men when they speak like this, and I refuse to let it be my truth, it doesn't mean that they will stop using those words. It doesn't mean that they will stop thinking in that way. That's them, and they are right to think that, But there are 7.7 billion or 7.8 billion people now in the universe. So you can imagine, like, when you let the opinion of one person or even 100 people affect how you feel, because in your life, I don't think you have such a big influence that 100 people even care about what you're doing in your life. So to let the voice of my mother, which is now the strongest voice in my life, like, speak to me and create this sense of fear that I am less than, that I have totally destroyed my life, that I will never pick my life up again, I'll never be able to make anything of myself again, because now I'm a single mom and no man will ever want me again. And that's supposed to make me feel some type of way. And it did make me feel some type of way for a long time, yes. For a long time, yes, I would not lie. So I'm just going to use that story of mine and how I overcame that to help another single mom right now who's just getting into the single momness, or who's been there and they've been struggling with this kind of situation, because you just seriously have to remember how awesome you are, because you are awesome. Each and every one of you, each and every one of us in this entire universe. Yeah. Even those negative men who speak like that, even the negative women who speak like that, you are awesome beings. We are all awesome. We were created to be awesome. We are so dope. We don't even see it. So my point here is, you must remember how awesome you are. And in that respect, also remember and see the life that you have created. You have brought life to this earth. That has added to your awesomeness. Yes, it has not taken away. It has added and multiplied in levels you cannot even begin to fathom. And the sooner you're able to realize this, the happier of a person you can be, the happier of a woman you can be, and the happier of a mother you can be, and the more powerful impact, powerful positive impact you can have on your children. Because all this, the negative mentality that there's something amiss with you, something that you're lacking, something that you have missed out on, FOMO, like fear of missing out, will cause you to do things like, or believe people when they tell you, because this is something that happens to a lot of single moms. You come across, because of that fear of that, the fact that no man will want you and your kid and all that, we have subjected ourselves, I have, and we continue to. I see a lot of women on social media, for sure, they do. They subject themselves to this. We subject ourselves to allowing men into our lives because they claim that they see our beauty and we're such great moms, and the guy who lost you is such a loser, blah blah blah, but we fall for the words and the actions don't match up. It's like we're so prone to that term that I can, yes, ghostlighting. Yeah, please go and watch the video on ghostlighting, and you will understand what I mean by ghostlighting. So women, single moms, are very prone to ghostlighting, and they attract ghostlighters. They attract narcissists heavily because you want to feel loved, you want to feel appreciated. You want someone to see the value in you that your partner refused to see or refused to acknowledge, and the society also is refusing to see and refusing to acknowledge, because in your mind you're like, yeah, I'll show them, I'll, love this guy, will love me, and we're going to do this and this together. But to be honest, and you know what's funny, for me, I don't know if it's the same for other women, but for me, I came across for me, it was like younger men are the ones who came to fill in that position and trying to show me like, oh my God, you're such a goddess, and and I think it was so flattering to me, like the fact that these younger dudes are actually pursuing me like this. I'm like, yo, I'm someone's mother. Like, I didn't have older guys coming to me like at or babas or something, older men trying to approach me. No, I've been approached mostly by young men. Like, it was very, like, it's so adorable. It's so, it's so cute. I was like, oh, and I felt so good about it, honestly. Yeah, until I realized that, they just, they really don't know what to do with you, and they just tell you what they know you want to hear, and in essence they're just there for a good time. Yeah, they might even play with the kid, and if the kid is in your life, because yeah, some of us have our kids in our life every day. But if your kid is like away and you're just alone and you're just like very proud of the fact that you're a mom, so you never hide it, and even when a guy hits on you, you're like, yo, but me, I'm a mom. So it's like they don't even get shocked about it. They're like, wow, they even get inspired. They're like, oh, that makes you even more beautiful. And okay, men will tell you anything. I came to learn that quite later in life. It's very funny. But yeah, single moms just, we fall for this so easily just because we want to feel that love that we feel we missed out on. But I'm just here today to like change that mindset. You need to change that mindset, woman, mom of so and so. You need that love that you're so willing and ready. That's that love you're seeking out so much in a man, from a man. You need to give that love to yourself. It's time that you even pour into yourself more than you ever. And this is the opportune time. Like, you're so lucky. Nobody has a chance or an opportunity like the one you have to just, being a mom is very demanding. It is very demanding, and it's, as they say, a full-time job. So you can't just take an off day unless they're away on holiday and you're alone. That's the only time you have like time to yourself. It's like a vacation or something. But on a regular, when the kids are going to school and all these things, like, it's a full-time job. So there's no way it's going to be very hard to accommodate a man in your life. You'll have to make adjustments, like, I don't know, get a house help so that you can entertain a man. And for me, I don't support that. Yeah, you say like it's for your own good, or a girl, a woman has to live and all that. And yeah, sure, once in a while, but I don't consider it like a big necessity. So if you want a man in your life, you'll have to find a way to keep your kids comfortable or your child comfortable while you're away, having a good time with this man. But then you come to realize after a long time that he really isn't concerned about your child, even if they keep asking about them, like, oh, how are they doing? They'll just say, oh, yeah, that's nice. But that's the end of that, If you ever have in your mind that this guy will come to a point where he'll marry you and all this, and no, it's not going to happen. Especially as a single mom, once you give out that cookie, it is gone. The boat is sailed. The guy got already what he wanted. And I don't even think it's about being a single mom. It's about every woman. Once you give out that cookie, that's it. Like, yeah, young girls get away with it, and I guess I don't know, because they're just free and available, and if this guy wants their time, they have to be, the guy needs to do something to make this chick feel like she wants to avail herself to him. But as a single mom, the guy really doesn't care. If you're not, he knows you will come back to look for him because you're the one who needs him. He knows you need him more than he needs you. He knows that. So that's where single moms, you just can't, you cannot devalue yourself. You cannot let the society ascribe a value to you. You are priceless and you are very important in this world. Like, honestly, you're just. And this goes to single dads as well. I don't know if they suffer the same fate where maybe they keep getting girls who are like, oh, I really want to take care of your kids. I want to be the mother of your kids. But then you come to find out later that the chick is using you. I don't know. Like, maybe men should also come and speak their minds and tell us their stories, because I'm sure there are single fathers out there, of divorcees or like dead spouses or, something, whatever happened, but you ended up being a single dad. So maybe they go through the same situations. So if that's the circumstance that you're facing, you just need to, as an individual, you need to love yourself again. You need to relearn yourself again, because now you're a different person. You're not the same, the single human you used to be. Now you are a single parent. There's a parent that parent title will never leave you. You are now a parent. You're just not single. You're a single parent. So the fact that you're a single parent, you need to relearn that person that you are now, and you need to understand that new human that you've become. Because for me, I've changed a lot ever since I became a mom. A lot of me changed. A lot inside of me. My biology just changed. My DNA completely changed. I am not the same chick I used to be when I was single. Like, oh my God, I am not, And I think it's been very hard, and it will be very hard for anyone who knows me from when I was 21 to see me now at 32, or even when I was 22 to see me now at 32. And they can't relate. They can't mesh these two people together, because we are totally different. I am a totally different human being. I kid you not. Yes, I still maybe have the same quirkiness and all that. The essence of me, the little girl in me, is still there. But in terms of a grown-up woman, I'm not the same adult. I'm not, as after 18, you're already an adult. So the adult I was at 21 is not the adult I am. A single 21 is not the adult I am now as a single parent 32. Okay? And even while a single 21 and a single 32 would not be expected to be the same, let me even bring it home better. The single 23 I was, because I was 23 when I was single, and I was not pregnant yet. No, I was actually 22. Yeah. So the single 22-year-old I was, who was without child and just a single girl, is very different from the single parent 23-year-old. Yeah, that's just what I'm saying. That 1 year, it was just not the same person again. And I've never been the same person ever since. I never have been. And it took me a long time to appreciate that I was no longer the same. It took me a long time to love the single parent me. Yeah. And yeah, that's just it. You need to acknowledge that you changed from a single you to a single parent in a year. 1 year turned your whole life around. 1 year changed your whole biological, constitution. Yeah, your DNA changed in 1 year. Whether you like it or not, accept that happened. So, especially for women. And that's the thing that I'm now going to refer to, because after I became now a single parent mom, my best friend had already, My best friend had already become a single parent mom the year before me. And I don't know, for her, her life didn't change. Even after her child came into the world, she was the same. She wanted to continue being the same person she was before her daughter. But for me, and I didn't, okay, for me, I didn't know, I was just her single friend for the whole year that she was a single parent now. But she wanted to continue, and she continued on being the single her, not the single parent her. It was, for me, it was not an issue. Actually, I didn't even realize there was any problem. I thought nothing changed, based on her experience. I could see her and how she was relating. She was just the same person. It's just that she was a mom now. So I think that because of that residue of thinking, that mindset that I had already acquired from being her friend for that whole year, when I became a parent, it was hard for me to make that transition into the single parent me. But immediately I realized that no, I am not the same person. I realized, and I felt so weird, and then I tried to hold on to the things that I knew, So trying to hold on to this friend of mine, and the fact that she'd already gone through everything that I was going through, I thought that it was going to be the same. But who is God? Oh, who is God? And the funny thing is, while I was there for her the whole year, like, okay, for most of the year that she turned into a single parent, her on the other hand, when I became a mom, a single mom, she was nowhere to be found, because she'd gotten her dream job, a job that we were all craving for. We used to wish upon, we used to sit and dream about together and all this. But her life moved on very quickly, and she would be there telling me when I'm nursing my kid, it's the first year I'm nursing my kid, I'm like falling in love with my kid, learning my kid, fighting with postpartum depression and all this. And I'm really trying to be a mom, because it's something you have to learn. It's something you've never done before, and it's all new. So I'm just there trying to be a mom and trying to fit these new shoes that God has given me so graciously. But she's there telling me how she doesn't care. She has to go to work. She doesn't know who she's going to leave her daughter with. And I'm like, oh my God, I could never imagine leaving my son because of a job. I had rather leave that job. And it's easy to say that because, we need money and finances and everything. But this chick was doing well. She was doing well. She was doing well. And she had a support system. She had people she could leave her child with, but she didn't want to because of her own weird reasons. If you have a demanding job, you just go and leave your child with your mom. What is she going to do? Is your mother going to kill your child? Is she going to kill your baby? What are you going to do? Sit at home and you need this money, and the money is calling you. You go find that money. You leave the kid with your mom and you go make that money. So I didn't understand anything that she was telling me, and she was there saying she doesn't care, nini. So I didn't understand that. And from there, that's when our relationship started breaking down. It really started breaking down, because I understood, even when she got busy and she never came to see me for a whole year, she only came once to see she's only seen my son once, and she's my best friend. She's only seen my son once. That one time when he was like, I don't know how many months old. She took a while to come after he was born, but anyway, she came, but she only came once. And I had to give her fare to go back, or rather my mom, because I didn't have a job. At that time, I was with my mom. She had to give her fare to go back to Nairobi. Imagine. Like, my friend totally disappointed me. I used to come around her place like every Sunday, it's not even about like measuring who did what for the other. I don't even care about that. But my friend was never there for me. She just disappeared into thin air. She didn't care what I was going through. And yet I thought, because she had been through what I was going through, she'd be like my biggest supporter. So there I found myself alone, and I had to come to the realization that, whoa, these people you call friends, question, friend, hey. let's not even go into details. I was even there for the delivery. I'm the one who held her baby before she did because I was there the whole night while she was going through her cramps and everything. But me, I was alone. No, my own time came. I was alone. Anyway, that's beside the point. We're talking about the stigma and how to overcome it and how to deal with it and how to become a better mom and a happier mom, not a better mom, because I think every child desires or needs different things. So the way I mother my kid is not the same way you mother your child. Meaning, like, you're a different mother and your child is a different child. I am a different mother, my child is a different child. So we are not the same and we will never be the same. So I'm just here to encourage you to be a happier you and to realize and to accept the fact that and to embrace the fact that you are a different you. And the sooner you fall in love with who you have become now as a mom, the happier you're going to be, the happier your kids are going to be, the more healthy a relationship you're going to build with your kids, and more stability you will see in your life. So, yeah, if anything, for me, I'd gained about 84 kgs. I was at 84 kgs by the time I was giving birth. And that time of breastfeeding, you have to like drink porridge, like a whole thermos of porridge and soup bones. Like, oh my God, my mom made me soup all the days, every day. Like, I was like really, really, really fat. From a chick who was like 58 kgs before, and now she was 84 kgs, I was really, really fat. So I decided I wasn't going to let myself go because now this partner of mine has disappeared. I found myself with no friends because she was my only friend. I don't really, I've never been one to have a clique of friends. So I didn't have a big support system. I would rely on this one and that one and the other one. I just had her. She's the only one I really depended on. And she knew that. She knew that. We spent every time together. Like, she was my friend, my best friend, So once I realized that I was alone and I was going to do this completely alone, that was it. I just started pouring into myself and I didn't even know. It was subconscious. I started working out. I decided to first work out and work off all the baby weight, and I worked out and I worked it off in the next year. After the first year, I was really fat and flabby and I had like 3 stomachs, 3 stomach folds and things like that. But then the next year when I stopped breastfeeding and I went back to campus, which is where I started meeting these young boys who are like uh, claiming to love me and love the mother side of me, because I think they were just craving mothering. Trauma, guys, trauma is bad. Anyway, yeah, so I started working out. I worked out the whole year. I even signed up membership at the YMCA, and I was doing good. I got my figure back and I got myself back. I snatched myself back in a year and I was feeling great about myself, meaning. Yeah, but then that was just part of it. That's just external. What about the internal? There was a lot internally that I had not dealt with. And then I started, like, your child, once your child comes into your life, you see you and they bring out a lot about you into the in your face. They throw you in your face, then you see yourself clearly, and then you should start questioning yourself and say, oh my God, so this is what I do, this is how I do it, this is who I am, this is how I am. And I started seeing that I needed to work on myself, and I started working on myself and started unlearning everything I'd learned and trying to figure out where the missing links were and trying to fill those links. So that's how I turned my life around, and it's taken me years, and I can't say if I'll ever be out of the forest completely, but I'm I'm definitely I'm definitely so far away from that shell of a person that I was, and I'm so proud of myself. it's been over 6 years, I think, since I started rediscovering myself, because I did spend, like I said, my son was born in 2014, so I spent a lot of time 2014 breastfeeding all through year, and just being a mom, and just trying to, nothing much. 2015, then I signed up for college, and I started dealing with all these fears and this stigma and all this. So that was 2015, 2016. Oh yeah, 2014, of course, I was dealing with the fact that my mom kept saying, "Oh, you've destroyed your life." So anyway, 2014, 2015, 2016. It wasn't until 2016 when I started like actively seeking out answers. And yeah, around May, around this time, May is a very significant time in my life, I think, over the over my years, over my life. Yeah, a lot of great things have happened in May. So here we are again in May, and yeah, it was a May, and I started figuring out different truths about the universe, and I started questioning the reality I was living, and questioning my mindset, and wondering if there's a better way, if there are better things. And yeah, I came across this book. Actually, I took it from my mom, because I don't know who gave it to her. It's called The Success Principles. And from this book, I just delved into it. And I think I had read The Secret before. I don't know. Did it come after? No, I think Jack Canfield came before The Secret. Yeah. There's this, you remember the book called The Secret? It's still there. It was even made into a movie. There's even an audio recording on YouTube about it, or rather the audio book is on YouTube. So, excuse me. So this book really opened up my mind. And then somehow, while at work, I don't know how I came across all this astrology and astronomy topics, and I started becoming open to spiritual intelligence. And I just started realizing there's really more than what I had known. So I became curious, and I started walking that journey, and I've been walking ever since until today, and I'm still walking the journey. But now I can say with a big smile on my face that I am so in love with myself, and I've never been happier than I am right now. I'm so happy, and I'm alone. You know, I'm alone, because before I was a mom, I was so popular. My phone never used to stop ringing. It was ringing every day. I had plans from Monday to Monday. Like, I was never short of any plan. I was rich. I was balling. I was that chick. If Instagram if Instagram was there back then, I would be one of those social media influencers. If not a socialite, but no, I can't be a socialite. It's never been a pleasure thing of mine to be naked. I even remember turning down a modeling contract because they asked me to strip, and they wanted to see my hoochie, to see if I had marks and if I could do bikini modeling. I was like, nah, thank you, no. If this is what the business calls for, and there were always parties, too many parties. So no, no, I just refuse that kind of life for myself. So it's just not me. Not to say anything less of other people who do that. It's just not my superpower, and I don't desire that superpower. So if it is yours, then go ahead. Like, do you, girl? I ain't got nothing against you. You're not feeding me, I'm not feeding you. So where does it affect me? So yeah, that's basically how I've come to the realization of loving yourself. It's the most important thing you can do for yourself as an individual, and even not as a mom or anything, but just as an individual. Even if I loved myself, if I knew anything like this when I was a single chick back in those days when I was 22, if I knew this 10 years ago, wow, man, right now I would be very far in life, very, very far, because it's some knowledge that you cannot put a price on, and you can't even teach someone about it. This is something that you have to, it's a journey you have to walk alone. You can't take your family with you. You can't take your spouse, your friends with you. You can't. You're lucky if they come along. You're lucky if they come along with you. If you're lucky if they see what you're seeing, and they see value in it, and they want to go the same direction. But if not, you will have to go it alone. Otherwise, you either go it alone or you forfeit it. And if you forfeit it, you forfeit your life. So for me, I chose my life over the external validation, over being popular, over being liked or accepted, over being understood. I just chose myself, and I'm very happy right now. The peace that I have, Lord, peace that surpasses all understanding. I can comfortably say, confidently, I have that kind of peace inside me. And nobody can take that away from me. And I don't even feel like I lack anything because of the peace that I have. So that's just how beautiful the process is. It's grueling. The process is grueling, but the results, like the fruits of the process, are very beautiful. I'm in a very happy place. I can't even stress it enough. I'm so grateful to the universe for everything that I have. I'm so grateful to God, to my ancestors. There's so much I've learned over these years, and I can only hope that I can share as much as possible and in the best way I can. Maybe I can inspire a 22-year-old, because I wish 22-year-old me knew this, because I would avoid so many heartbreaks. I would avoid so much trauma that I've attracted my way because I didn't love myself, and I didn't know that I didn't love myself. You think you love yourself, you think you know. When you're 22, you think you know, you think you're invincible, you think the world is at your feet. You're a goddess. Who can tell you anything? Only for you to realize, life. Yeah, life is a bed of roses, but there are thorns in those roses. Don't forget that. So yeah, you take the good with the bad and you keep it rolling. And with that much said, thank you for listening. Most Def is out.